Submissions presented for electoral split. Resource owners of PDL 7 in Hides 4 elect new board. And PNG Ports pays over 26 million kina to IRC. Good evening and welcome. This is Monday's News. I'm Kilawani. The proposed submission for the review of the electoral boundaries for Thalassia district has been handed to the Electoral Commission. The report includes a detailed report of Thalassia district and recommendations to the Electoral Boundary Commission. West New Britain Governor and Thalassia MP Francis Maneke says the report highlights the purpose and need to divide the electorate.
The Governor for West New Britain and members of the Provincial Administration presented the proposal to senior officers of the Electoral Boundary Commission. The proposal binds concerns raised during a consultative meeting by leaders in Kimbe. The Governor says the process is overdue and about time Thalassia electorate is separated.
We are here again strongly supporting our intention to at least have a new district for our province. We know very well it is being overdue, but and I commend the government and also your team, responding to the government.
The Thalassia submission is among the few reports presented to EBC. The head of EC says this is a process among the different stakeholders. Mr. Sinai said a final report will be presented to Parliament.
There are protocols to follow and systems behind him to stop. So those systems, people make him. And now you come give him long and part of the process now you make him. Okay, last time I'll come give him some blah. Jiwaka, come give him. Mibla round Kisimogada, and there are more people submitting their details.
With the proposal to be finished by the Electoral Boundary Commission, EBC reiterated that the final decision will be made on the floor of Parliament. This will see members of Parliament voting for or against the submission.
The report is now presented to the respective minister, and the minister will now table it into Parliament. And the Parliament will make the decisions, whether to accept or reject or say go and review. All these things need to happen. That's the process now.
The last review of the electoral boundaries in the country was done in 1977. Jack Power Jr., National EMTV News.
A similar presentation was done by the community leaders of Kutubu Bosavi Open for Southern Highlands Province. Whilst presenting their proposal to members of the Electoral Boundary Commission, they called for fairness and consideration from authorities. Community leaders said the call to separate the electorate is due to lack of services reaching their communities for the past 30 years.
Kutubu Bosavi electorate is another district pushing for a split. On Friday, community leaders presented their electoral review proposal to members of EBC. Their message was clear: the electorate is huge and one MP can't cater for the growing population.
We accept the fact that people desperately need government services. That's the bottom line. That's the reason. Whether it be at the provincial level, at the district level, down at the local level, government level, government services must be effectively delivered where they are due to the people.
Kutubu and Bosavi boast a massive landmass of 6,800 square kilometers, and its population is at a commanding 147,000 according to 2011 census. Community leaders say services are scarce, with many finding difficult to be part of development. They presented the cries of the people from Kutubu and Bosavi.
No katwan the road you about Bosavi. All walk about 4 days. 4 days all walk about. Silib bus. Now walk about like Kamlo Moro, Kutubu. All walk about the road here. And this like who should make it. Me like him. People go Kutubu na Bosavi. Leaders me black Kamlo, mouse me black ame. People am staff. Me like him one black member, but boy me black Kutubu na Bosavi, but Parliament long 2022, not 2027.
So today, I'm me black talk about this paper, me black Russian hand black. Even though you black Karim this paper, you go. Situation now we black three going to weigh this please.
The proposal is now before the Electoral Boundary Commission. The report will be reviewed and then compiled for Parliament. Parliament will then consider before making a decision. A leader called for fairness and consideration.
EPC, you must take your neutral role to make sure that you make your recommendation and you send it to Parliament. You will never jeopardize, or you will never try to, somebody from political level or whatever, to try to undermine or try to come and influence the decision or the process of doing your job.
Since 2011, the move to have the Kutubu-Bosavi electorate has been raised. For EBC, the entire process boils down to leaders on the floor of Parliament.
Electoral Boundaries Commission is not responsible for making that decision to approve or not to approve. It's the parliamentarians. Our work is to do a report with recommendation and send it to Parliament through the Prime Minister, who is the minister responsible for this.
Jacob Power Jr., National EMTV News.
And Parliament will sit on the 10th of August at 2 p.m. State-owned enterprise PNG Ports has made an advance payment of over 26 million kina to the Internal Revenue Commission. The payment is for provincial taxes for the remaining months of 2020.
The presentation of over 26 million kina as advance tax payment means a positive impact for our growing economy, especially for PNG Ports being the frontliner at the shipping front and having to work under the COVID-19 restrictions.
I guess the good thing is none of the ports has shut down. And so we continue to operate, and we continue to operate profitably in our two major ports of Lae and Port Moresby. And so these impacting on the bottom line, maintaining our bottom line and making sure that things are operating, and we're seeing revenue coming in. And so because of that and some of the measures of cost-cutting measures that management has done in this COVID period last year and this year, we're pleased to say this year, or for 2020, Ports will also realize a decent net profit, and out of that, we're now paying a provincial tax for 2020 of the sum of 26 million.
PNG Ports becomes the first state-owned entity to launch a 30-year infrastructure plan, signed an MOA with the Australian government, and secured a 26.2 million kina for the upgrading of 15 of its ports.
Yes, it has been making the payments that are due to both IRC and, of course, dividends to our shareholders. So I've realized that over the years, maybe for the last 2-3 years, taxes in the vicinity of maybe 100 million plus have been paid so far, and I'd like to congratulate the board and the management team led by our MD for an excellent work you've done so far, while just like any other country.
In July 2020, PNG Ports also made an advance payment of 28 million kina, and State Enterprise Minister William Duma says this is a reflection of a strong management team. Thaklagunga, National EMTV News.
You're watching National EMTV News. We bring you more stories when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. Shane Ipatas and his team at Hoala Puma Service Station in Port Moresby have welcomed the month of August with the reopening of the refurbished service station. Officially launched today by NCD Governor Powers Pakop, Hoala becomes the first out of 3 service stations to undergo renovations and given a new look.
Located alongside the Poraporana Freeway, the service station not only serves hundreds of customers on a daily basis, but also creates a market for those in the informal sector. This refurbished service station is operated by Ipali Limited, who took over just last year.
Under Gideon Corrali, and all that, we will undertake this opportunity to shine in this historic site. We won't let Puma down, or our good governor here and the city down. At this point, I will also acknowledge that we have seen that compliance and standard has been an issue for all Papua New Guineans in terms of our attitudes. So we have, in this recruitment, we have partnered with the churches.
As part of Puma Energy's community program, 100 more service stations will be upgraded to a world-class standard. Being the first of 3 service stations planned for refurbishment this year, motorists will be able to fill up in half the time it took before the refurbishment, using faster modern pumps.
Ahola site has been one of our leading sites in Port Moresby, in fact, throughout the country. And as you can see, we've got 5 pumps here, but this particular site actually pumps a lot of fuel when you compare it to other sites which are much more larger than this particular site.
After 3 months of closure, the cutting of the ribbon this morning signals the start for business for Ipali Limited.
Service station. Make this opportunity a success. There's been other operators before, but it's proven to be perhaps too challenging for them. But I hope this one will be a win-win. I can say that it's a win-win for the city. So congratulations to Puma Energy. We look forward to seeing you all operating and extending to the other parts of the city. It's most welcome investment. It will help other SMEs and it create employment. So for me as governor, I'm always here to support you all.
Teklagunga, National EMTV News.
Mothers giving birth here in the nation's capital at the 3 Mile Maternity Ward will be given a small token as a gift, which comes in the form of a maternity kit for newborn babies. The partnership between Kimberly-Clark, manufacturer of baby products Huggies, and Sesago Healthcare was announced today at the Port Moresby General Hospital.
Maternity bags for newborn infants born at the maternity wing at the Port Moresby General Hospital are being made available through a partnership between Kimberly-Clark, manufacturer of baby products Huggies, and Sesago Healthcare.
These kits will be given to every mother starting from today who gives birth at our maternity ward. Thank you to POMGen and the executives and the team for allowing us to come. And I want to say thank you also on behalf of Sesago to Kimberly-Clark for coming on board and making this a success.
Duri Harry, pharmacist at Sesago Healthcare, explained the contents in the bag.
Contents in this are Huggies, a packet of Huggies diaper, a packet of Huggies baby wipes, a Cortex maternity pad kit packet, and a baby bib, a Huggies baby bib.
Nurse Annette Sam said the gesture was a very noble one and would go a long way in helping the mothers who face many challenges before and after childbirth.
On behalf of the maternity unit, I'd like to thank the Huggies and Cortex, Kimberly-Clark for this very important set that you've given to us. A lot of mothers very unfortunate, they come without nappies for the babies, and this will be a very useful thing for them at birth. A lot of times they come without nappies and blankets for the babies, and this will be a great help for them to start them off with. Yeah, thank you so much.
Midwives who help in giving support during childbirth were also acknowledged for their efforts.
On behalf of the Kimberly-Clark team and Sesago, I would like to commend the midwives of POMGen, also the CEO, DMS, DNS, for your support, backhand support for all these midwives. We can only say thank you.
Phyllis Sukina, National EMTV News.
Papua New Guinea's film industry is an important sector that has not been given prominence. That's from Stephen Kilanda, the CEO of the National Cultural Commission. He said NCC is looking to develop a policy for the film industry. Lucy Kopana with this report.
Tinpisran and Tukana are two of Papua New Guinea's known films, amongst a few other movies and documentaries. The storylines depict changes, the social issues, and the clash between traditional culture and westernization. Over the years, however, the country's film industry has not been given prominence in order for it to grow, says the National Cultural Commission's CEO, Stephen Kilanda.
It's a very important industry in this country.
Mr. Kilanda said developing Papua New Guinea's film industry is an area his office is looking into. Last week, the National Film Institute's new studio complex was opened, and they're now working on getting new equipment. A film policy is also being developed.
That will pave the way for film developers and actors from other countries to come and, have partnership with us to develop the industry.
The National Film Institute's director, Michelle Baru, said films are an effective way to inform and educate people, as well as to document and preserve Papua New Guinea's cultural and traditional stories.
Government talk lo Kisimbek all people, Kisimbek ting dolman Mary, teach him all, help him all grow. We have to use film. And believe film is a powerful tool.
Lucy Kopana, National EMTV News.
Representatives of Petroleum Development License 7, also known as Heights 4 at the PNG LNG site, held its first board meeting in Como, Hela Province last Friday. The Special Purpose Authority Board is particularly concerned that they have been neglected by local and provincial governments as well as the project developer. The first board meeting comes after their court victory to replace former board members.
The PDL-7 Special Purpose Authority Board's main agenda is to have access to the development fund, royalty and equity payments for development to take place. Board members say payments have never reached people on the ground and there is no proof of development in the Como area. They are requesting MRDC, Finance, KPH, and the developer to pay them what is rightfully theirs. They are also requesting developer ExxonMobil to provide them with technical support in terms of development and improving their literacy level.
Then by me work what all people from in then mean by stable here.
The new board members are mainly village councillors and elders who claimed that the well-informed people manipulated the system and that they never received their benefits and any form of services into the area. They took the old board members to court, challenging the formation and establishment of the authority members, and have sought victory at all court levels. They say they are ready to establish an office in Tari and are ready to bring development to the little people.
This is how significant this project area is, but we have never received the rightful benefits we are supposed to be. Regardless of so many big figures that only make headlines in the media, funds have been unscrupulously squandered by previous regimes and few NP landowners. And we have decided to take leadership now on the ground with the people.
PDL-7 is the nerve system of the PNG LNG project, which has the gas conditioned plant. The locals see that it is benefiting the world, but development is unfair. The only two services are Para Primary School and Para 8 Post. ExxonMobil built them when the project first started, including the road ceiling. However, the locals told EMTV News that they want to invest in farming and agriculture as their future earning when the project closes.
No, we just want them to be transferred into service. That's all we want.
The board members say they are suffering enough and are calling on the appropriate government agencies to release their funding soon. The Special Purpose Authority was established under the Local Level Government Administrative Act 1997 to serve the beneficiaries within the Heights PDL-7 PNG LNG project area in Como, Hela Province. Vasanatha Yama, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
Meanwhile, another group from PDL-7 have also registered their complaints regarding entitlements. The Tuguba Walo clan wants all necessary consultation with Department of Petroleum addressed. While few warden hearings have been ongoing, they said that their share of the PNG LNG project has been withheld by the state and developer. They fronted the EMTV office today to express their concerns.
According to the Tuguba Walo clan, they own and share land boundaries in the PNG LNG project in Hela province. They say their land hosts the conditioned plant. With less attention given to the plight, they want DPE to consult them.
Action yung ba no starting work lo start lo have na kami ko ndablo plan site so lo ila start lo angkore o juha o como yes no got something you can start na start but lo kami ndablo plan site so ra ba no got until DB mas sotim disla issue lo Tuguba Walo now action you na Tuguba Walo ba agree na ba go site.
This is not the first appearance to call on the state and relevant government agencies to assist the Tuguba Walo clan. While MRDC, DP and other relevant agencies have carried out a number of warden hearings, their part is still outstanding. They want this sorted before ExxonMobil does further work on the land.
The oral argument and discussion in yet. DP Department of Petroleum Energy hand him down here. Chief warden hand him down here. That's why we all wait to display. Decision hand down now. I'm clear now. I'm Mibla can talk. Where Mibla wait low outstanding is settled. Whenever.
A clan spokesperson says since the beginning of the project, all the benefits have been withheld. This has halted development plans in the PDL-7 area. They want a better dialogue so the project is not disturbed.
Since the project is coming up now, Mibla no benefit on that one. Whatever Mibla entitled to Kisim Mibla no Kisim yet. This is like issue stop so. Warden, Chief Warden, Department of Petroleum, is falling now or something about this issue now. So we are still waiting for our decision or this decision to end down. What Petroleum Warden had in decision.
Jaglapava Jr., National EMTV News.
And now looking at the Nest Fund market report, the Kina opened unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina will buy $0.2775 US, $0.3726 Australian dollars, $0.3951 New Zealand dollars, and 29.83 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower, coffee closed lower, cocoa and copra closed higher, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading lower, and copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, the All Ordinaries is trading lower. You're watching National EMTV News. More stories when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. The man that hit headlines in the padlock case has been sentenced to life in prison. The National Court in Buimo, Morabe Province, sentenced Robin Godwin Audari Borezi on the 30th of July 2021. On the 28th of July 2021, the same court found Borezi guilty of 1 count of aggravated rape and 1 count of grievous bodily harm. Borezi was arrested in 2018 for closing his sister-in-law's genitals with a padlock. Police became aware of the situation when the victim reported it to them. Borezi from Northern Province is serving his sentence at Buimo Correctional Facility in Ley. Trukai Sports is next. All the details when we come back. Stay tuned.
Tukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The NCDC Money Plus Vipers yesterday slithered their way back from a 10-0 deficit at halftime to win 16 points to 14 against Gulf Issos in Port Moresby. The Vipers' win pushes them closer to a strong finish in the competition, which has only 2 rounds remaining in the regular season.
The National Capital District Money Plus Port Moresby Vipers yesterday played a superb match against the Gulf Isso, but it was the Issos who struck early with a try to Gairo Kapana.
The ball, Gairo Kapana from dummy half, and this time I think he's got the ball over the line, and the referee...
The Vipers looked sloppy and once more let the Issos fly through for another unconverted try, taking the scores to 8-0.
So they're all chasing, and back to the tries to the Gulf Isso. Wow! This is incredible play.
The Issos further extended their lead with a 2-point field goal outside of the 40-meter line. This was a boost for the underdogs, who went into the sheds 10 points to 0 at halftime. The Vipers, though, are not a team to be trifled with, as the team has been on a winning streak and with the players in form, came back in a scintillating fashion. The Vipers scoring 3 unanswered tries and through the boot of Patrick Uni managed to take a 16 points to 10 lead.
And he gets a try eventually.
But the Issos managed to score right on the full-time buzzer, but couldn't force a draw, missing the conversion attempt.
Pana, they keep it going. The floater finding Tauna, and it's gone over. He's caught on the corner.
Issos coach Bagelo Solian wasn't impressed, though, with facets of the game.
Yeah, look, we had a couple of calls go against us. I felt a bit hard done by. They hit us high a couple of times, the offside. The referee didn't call it up, but, then again, we had our chances as well. We blew them and came down to that. Yeah.
On the other hand, recently appointed head coach of the Vipers, Joe Sipa, was happy with the team's progress so far.
It's really good, but it's not that good. We struggled a bit in the first half. We were supposed to start strong and build on the momentum, but the boys, I think they went a bit sleep in the game, so that's why we're struggling in the first half, but we picked it up in the second half.
Fidelis Sukina, Trukai Sports.
The Dobbo Warriors started their 2021 campaign in the Port Moresby Rugby Football League season on a high note with 2 wins in their last 2 matches played. Warriors today received a boost from Water PNG with a new set of jerseys. Water PNG is now the official sponsor of the club.
Since the merge of Edaranu and Water PNG, the partnership between the Dobbo Warriors Club and the entity has seen a change in the sponsorship. A 100,000 kina sponsorship was announced today by the Water PNG board as the official sponsor of the club. As part of its commitment, new set of jerseys were presented to Warriors.
Part of that package also include supporting the Koyari community in their sporting activities. For the Dobbo Warriors, we are committed to support them with 45,000 kina in the outfit that they have. Okay.
The Dobbo Warriors Club has been in the Port Moresby rugby football competition for more than 14 years. Club is well known for producing some of PNG's rugby league elites, which include former Kumul and SP Antas enforcer Adam Korave. The new sponsorship package is a boost for the Warriors as they continue to enhance new talent.
As a club, we'll move forward and to do our best in the competition, and also with your support, we may produce good players to represent the Warriors in Intercity Cup and probably moving forward.
Water PNG will be on board as the major sponsor for the Koyari side. The board also pledged to continue this support moving forward.
Just on behalf of my board and the new management under Water PNG, I'm just reaffirming that our partnership still stands and we move forward under Water PNG now.
Suli, Trukai Sports.
And that story ends True Kai Sport. The weather report is next. All the details when we come back. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
Weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. Southern region, Port Moresby and Popondetta, partly cloudy with chances of light showers and drizzles. Daru, mostly fine and windy. Kerama, cloudy with few showers. Alotau, mostly fine, partly cloudy periods.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that's been the news, sports and weather for today, Monday, 2nd of August 2021. Until next time, have a pleasant viewing. Bye for now.